Shiro Shiro no Mi, otherwise known as the Keso fruit, is a paramecia type devil fruit that allows the user to become a living fortress, making the user a castle human. It was eaten by Capone Bege. Its powers were first revealed in the Sabaody archipelago arc, but the name of the fruit was not given until the Zou arc. And Capone is a mafia boss who happens to sail the seas. So, the etymology. Shiro is a Japanese term for castle, and in the Viz manga and Funimation sub, it is also called the Castle fruit. Strengths and weaknesses. The main strength of this fruit is that it allows the user to become a living fortress, the inside of their body holding many openings, including cannons, ports, and drawbridges. Deeper inside contain various rooms, ranging from stone brick rooms for combat to well refurnished meeting halls, complete with long tables, chairs, and even decorations. And I'm assuming the person can decorate the inside of the castle to their specific taste. One unique trait is the user can hold even living people inside their body by shrinking their sizes as long as they're within the vicinity of the user. When the objects and people within the user get out, they return to their normal sizes. This can be done by exiting a certain distance away from the body, shown by a pinkish reddish layer of an unknown aura centered on the user's location, or through a unique alternative route like the Miro world. When the user grows to unleash the fortress's full size, the shrinking effect is nullified. In addition, the user's castle defenses can be deployed in a circular formation to give them a full 360 degree of protection and attack coverage, as well as the potential to conduct decisive surprise ambushes. As long as the user doesn't manifest castle features on their external body, the castle's features of their internal body will remain concealed and unnoticeable. This has the advantage of lulling others into a false sense of security, who think they're facing a single individual in combat, who appears to be lacking armaments on the surface, only for the fruit's user to reveal the militia and weapons hidden within. If the user does not wish to engage in combat personally, they can shield themselves by releasing their subordinates and let them do the fighting for them instead. The user can also use their body as a storage facility for recreational purposes, as they are shown to house food and drink for subordinates and any outsiders. The user has complete control over the fortress in their body, telekinetically move around and create objects from inside as they see fit. However, movement from the outside doesn't seem to affect the inside. The user also seems to have the ability to make a miniature version of themselves through a strange fluid as a way of communication with those inside. However, being in their own body, the user can still just talk in order to be heard. They are capable of being alert and moving around in the real world, while also being in their own body. Should any damage occur to the outside of the body, the miniaturized version will reflect said damage on itself, including feeling pain and showing visible injuries on their equivalent spot of the damaged area. Additionally, the user can also turn their body into an actual fortress, resembling a humanoid golem, while they still retain a humanoid form. They will grow significantly in size as their skin becomes stone, and the rooms in the castle become life-size. The fortress has immense defensive powers, being immune to cannon fire, and even withstand a ruthless beating from the Emperor, Big Mom, well, at least for a while, making it a suitable safe haven in the midst of a battlefield. The user is able to turn their body into parts of the fortress, including, for example, tank tread. Weaknesses. So far, this devil fruit has displayed no direct offensive abilities that affect those outside the user. The devil fruit's full potential seems to be dependent on the presence of other people within the user's fortress body in order to use weapons and launch ambushes against threats located outside it. Should the user be inhaling smoke of any similar substance, the inside would be filled as well, potentially hindering the user's own subordinate. Anyone can escape his body should they simply exit through an opening, so the user must monitor prisoners at all times or keep the doors closed. The inside of the fortress can also take structural damage, such as by catching on fire, though it is unknown how this affects the user's body. On the outside, in full fortress form, the castle is a sturdy defense, but not impregnable. Since the fortress is the user's actual body, any damage inflicted onto the walls is effectively injuring the user. Should the giant castle be destroyed, it will disappear and the user will potentially die. And anyone taking refuge within will be expelled into the open. The artillery of the giant fortress seems to have limited ammunition, and they can be clogged by foreign objects, causing them to backfire. Also, the mobile strength of the fortress can be restrained by sufficient strength, such as specialized candy. But other than that, the user is affected by standard devil fruit weaknesses. Usage. Capone Bege primarily uses his ability to launch powerful surprise attacks against unsuspecting adversaries, holding his entire crew within his own body. They can fire guns or launch cannon blasts from his body, return to full size once leaving the boundaries of Bege's ability. The troops can also rush outside of their captain's body via horses to overrun and surround their enemies. All of this results in bullets, large cannons, volleys, cavalries, seemingly popping out of nowhere from one individual. Bege also uses this ability to provide a place for him to have private conversations with other people. When he does this, he is able to appear from a liquid form. When his larger body is not moving, it remains dormant, and his eyes glaze over. However, his body is still capable of walking when he chooses to do so, and his targets inside his castle grants him a field advantage, allowing him to overwhelm his opponents by forming weapons and traps anywhere he desires. And some of his techniques. Castle tank. Bege manifests tank treads around his legs, allowing him to move at high speed, similar to a technique from Frankie. It is unknown if his legs are covered by the treads or transform into them, but the anime shows the latter. This was first used to escape Nico Mamushi after capturing Sanji and Caesar Clown in his body. Rook in Valagros, Big Father, meaning castle at full size Big Boss. By raising his pinky and middle fingers, Bege transforms his entire body into a gigantic, heavy-armed and fortified fortress like Golem, towering over even the massive Big Mom. The Golem has a large number of cannons and fire from various points in its body. The Golem has immense defensive power and can easily resist cannon fire, and is resilient enough to withstand being smashed apart by an enraged Big Mom, who could easily destroy cities, sink battleships. But even Big Father has a limited period of time before it will be destroyed. However, it is still Bege's body, and any damage done to it still injures him. Should it be destroyed, Bege himself will theoretically die, and anyone within the body will be automatically thrown out into the open. This was first used to protect all his allied forces after the assassination attempt on Big Mom failed. In the anime, the miniature version of Bege within the castle tended to make large arm motions whenever the castle version made a move. This is called full-scale Rook, the Big Father, and in this form, can still fire cannonballs, also move still quite efficiently using treads. So now's the trivia. The Yami Yami no Mi, Numa Numa no Mi, and the Poki Poki no Mi are similar to this fruit, as the four of them create a space inside the user's body where things can be stored, which potentially is quite a useful trait. Bege's technique Rook in Valagros Big Father is similar to Pika's ability to become living stone, and in the banquet hall of Capone Bege's castle body there are pictures of himself hung on the wall. This is the second devil fruit used by a supernova to be named other than Luffy, which was in chapter 304 after its initial appearance, the first being Trafalgar Law's Opi Opi no Mi. And according to One Piece magazine volume 8, Bege's big father's form is 800 meters tall and weighs 585 tons. That's one heavy castle. And if any of you got to this part of the video, thank you for watching. And if you'd like to watch any more videos similar to this, make sure to check out the videos at the end here or here. And thank you again for watching, and take care now. Bye.